Good day everyone, my name is JV Celebrado from Best Cream 3 Bravo. So in this video, I'll going to discuss the Republic Act number 4136, an act to compile the laws relative to the land transportation and traffic rules to create a land transportation commission and for other purposes, also known as the Land Transportation and Traffic Code. So the provision of this actual control as they far as they apply the registration and operation of motor vehicles and the licensing of owner, dealers, conductors, drivers, and similar matter. So this law are very significant because it is serve as a guide and traffic investigation and traffic management. So let's first define the motor vehicle. So according to RA 4136, shall mean any vehicle propelled by any power. So all vehicle na ginagamit natin sa public highway is considered as motor vehicle. So there's exemption. So yung mga hindi included, so ito yung tinatawag natin na muscular power like bicycle and yung mga tinatawag nating road ruler, trolley cars, street sweepers, sprinkles, louse mover, bulldozer, grader, forklifts. Yan ay are all considered as agricultural purposes. So let's proceed the registration or compulsory registration of motor vehicles. All motor vehicles and trailer of any type must be registered with the Land Transportation Office. So according sa RA 4136, so any registration of motor vehicle na not renew or before the date fixed by the LTO shall become delinquent and invalid. So, according din sa RA 4136 mandates every drivers of motor vehicle to renew the registration every years. So, malalaman mo kung kailan ka mag-renew based on the last digit on your plate number. For example, yung last digit ng plate number mo is 3. So, i-base mo yun sa month. So, magre-renew ka every March. So, kung 2 naman yung last digit ng plate number mo, so, ibig sabihin nun is magre-renew ka ng month, February. So, kapag hindi mo na-register or na-renew, it is considered as delinquent or invalid ang kanyang registration. So, next proceed tayo sa the registration classification. So, there are 4 classification of motor vehicle as far as the registration is concerned. So, vehicle can be classified as for hire, diplomatic, government, and private. So, in private, ito yung hindi pwedeng pampasada. It is used by the owner as a service or work and etc. So, yung mga vehicle na ginagamit nating pampasada, it is considered as under for hire registration classification. Are those covered by the Certificate of Public Convenience or special permit issued by the Board of Transportation and shall be subject to the provision of Public Service Act and rules and regulation issued under the provision of this act. So the third classification is government. So it refers to any vehicle owned by the government of the Philippines. And the last is called diplomatic registration classification, which refers to vehicle owned by the foreign government. Yung mga foreign who are not Filipino, who use motor vehicle from their respective countries shall be under the 4 classification. But based on RA 4136, tourists bringing their own motor vehicle to the Philippines may however without registering such as motor vehicle use the same during but not after 90 days of use. So for renewal or replacement of lost license, so if your license is expired, you need to renew it. So in case the license has been lost or can be produced, the license shall be apply for a duplicate of the original on file by filing a sworn statement that such license has been lost and that authorial and the religion search futile. So there's a maximum speed according to speed limit of RA 4136. So kapag provincial highway, so the maximum allowable speed for passenger car and motorcycle are 80 kilometer per hour. For motor truck and buses 50 kilometer per hour. So kapag multiple lane avenues, so yung maximum allowable speed for passenger cars and motorcycle are 40 kilometer per hour. So for motor trucks and buses, so 30 kilometer per hour. So kapag side roads and inner city roads, so yung maximum allowable are 30 kilometer per hour. So for motor trucks and buses, 30 kilometer per hour. So the next law that I will discuss is Republic Act number 8750 of August 5, 1999, an act requiring the mandatory of compliance by motorists of private and public vehicle to use seatbelt device and requiring vehicle manufacturers to install seatbelt device in all their manufactured vehicles, also known as the Seatbelt Use Act of 1999. So, according to Section 3, motorist shall refers to the driver of a motor vehicle. So, yung motorist, ito yung mga nagmamaneho ng motor vehicle. So, according din sa Section 3, so ano nga ba yung seatbelt device? So, shall refer to any strap, weaving, or similar device in the form of pelvic restraint or lap belt, upper torso restraint, or shoulder strap, or combination that are designed to secure a person in the motor vehicle in order to mitigate the result of any accident. So, kapag sinabi naman nating motor vehicle, so ito naman yung refer to both private and public motor vehicle. So kapag sinabi nating private motor vehicle, ito yung mga motor vehicle owned by individual or in juridical person for private use. So kapag sinabi nating public motor vehicle, ito naman yung tumutukoy o refers to public utility vehicle or vehicle for hire. So kapag motor vehicle o running engine naman ay refer to a vehicle stated here and operating and standing of any road. So, bakit nga ba nagkaroon ng mandatory use of seatbelt? So, para saan ito? So, for their own safety, the driver and front seat passenger of the public or private motor vehicle are required to use their seatbelt device while inside the vehicle running engine of any road thoroughfare. So, according naman sa Section 5 of RA 8750, so the children with the age of 6 years old and below shall prohibited to sit in the front seat of any running motor vehicle, or they are also called as children prohibited to sit in front seat. So, according naman sa Section 12 of RA 8750 or the penalties and fines. So, in the enforcement of this act, the LTO shall enforce fine against driver, operators, owner of vehicles, manufacturers, assemblies, importers, or distributor for violation of this act. So, lahat ng mga magba-violate ng act na ito is magkakaroon ng penalties and fine. So, for the failure to require his passenger to wear the prescribed seatbelt device, so a minimum fine of 100 pesos but not exceed 1,000 pesos. So, for the first violator, minimum of 200 pesos but not exceed 2,000 pesos. So, for the second and minimum of fine of 500 pesos but not exceed 5,000 pesos, and suspension of driver's license for a period of 1 week, the third and succeeding violations. So the next law that they will tackle is all about Republic Act number 10054, an act mandating all motorcycle riders to wear standard protective motorcycle helmet while driving and providing penalties therefore. So also known as Motorcycle Helmet Act of 2009. So according to section 3 of this act, so the mandatory use of motorcycle helmet. So lahat ng motorcycle riders including drivers, back riders are required na magkaroon ng protective motorcycle helmet while driving. So para na rin ito sa safety ng driver at ng back riders. So, according naman sa provision of motorcycle helmet sa new motorcycle helmet which bears the Philippine standard mark o import clearance of the Bureau of Product Standard complies with the standard set by BPS shall be made available every seller or dealer every time a new motorcycle unit is purchased in which the purchasers may buy this option. So, failure to comply with the requirements buried under this section shall constitute a violation of this act. So, sinasabi dito ng batas na failure to comply or hindi paggamit ng helmet is pagva-violate ng batas ng RA Act number 10054. So, ang hindi pagsunod sa Motorcycle Helmet Act ay may kaakibat na penalties. So, according dito sa Section 7 ng Motorcycle Helmet Act, any person caught not wearing the standard protective motorcycle helmet in violation of this act shall punish with a fine of 1,500 pesos for the first offense. So, yun yung penalties sa mga first offender. So, 3,000 pesos for the second offense to 5,000 pesos for the third offense and 10,000 pesos plus confiscation of the driver's license for the fourth and succeeding offenses. So, yun yung mga penalties kapag hindi ka sumunod sa sinasabi ng Motorcycle Helmet Act. The next law that they will tackle is all about Republic Act number 10586, an act penalizing person driving under the influence of alcohol, dangerous drugs, and similar substances and for other purposes, also known as the Anti-Drug, Drunk and Drug Driving Act of 2013. So, maigting pinagbabawal ng batas na to na mag-drive ng nakainom or under of influence of alcohol and dangerous drugs kasi nga po para sa safety, kasi maraming cases na nadidisgrasya or nagka-crash because of this factors na lasing tapos magdadrive, kaya yan nagkaroon ng ganitong batas. So, bakit nga ba ganun? So, let's talk about ano nga ba yung alcohol. So, alcohol refers to alcoholic beverage classified into beer, wine, distilled spirits, the consumption of which produces intoxication. Those yung yun yung mga example ng alcohol. So, according naman sa Section 12 of this Act, merong kakibat na penalties na kung sino man yung driver na makikita na or mahuhuling lasing na nagda-drive under ng influence of alcohol, dangerous drugs, and other similar substances. So, provided for under Section 5 of this Act. So in the violation of Section 5 did not result the physical injuries of homicide, the penalties of 3 months imprisonment and fine ranging from 20,000 pesos to 80,000 pesos shall be imposed. So if the violation naman of the Section 5 resulted by physical injuries, the penalty provided in Article 263 of the Revised Penal Code or the penalty provided in the next preceding subparagraph, whichever is higher, and fine ranging from 100,000 pesos to 200,000 pesos shall be imposed. So kapag violation naman of section by result in homicide, so the penalty in Article 249 of the Revised Penal Code and fine ranging from the 300,000 pesos to 500,000 pesos shall be imposed. So the next law is RA number 10913, an act defining and penalizing distracted driving. So this is a law that prohibits motorists from using communication device and other electronic entertainment and computing gadgets while vehicle are in motion or temporarily stopped at the traffic light or an intersection. So yung batas na to yung nagbabawal ng paggamit ng communication device like cellphone, katulad ng paglalaro ng games, pag sound uh, basta related sa paggamit ng communication device na makakasagabal sa during tumatakbo yung motor vehicle. So, mayroon namang exemption yung batas na to tulad ng mga emergency calls, katulad ng mga krimen or sunog, katulad ng mga ganon. So, ang coverage naman ng batas na to is in public and private. So, sakop na nito yung mga wheel agriculture mechanic, machineries, and mga katulad ng mga bicycle riders. So, yung para sa safety ng drivers. So, ang taong mahuli ay magkakaroon ng penalties. So, according sa Section 8 ng batas na ito, any person who shall violate any provision of this act shall penalize. So, a fine 5,000 pesos for the first offense. So, yung mga unang mahuli is mag-offense ng 5,000. So, for the second offense is magkakaroon ng penalties na 10,000 pesos. And third offense, magkakaroon ng 15,000 pesos penalties and suspension driver's license for 3 months for 3 months. So next, Republic Act number 10930, an act rationalizing and strengthening the policy of regarding driver's license by extending the validity period of driver's license in penalizing act in violation of its issuance and application, amending for those purposes Section 23 of the Republic Act number 4136 as amended by Batas Pambansa bilang 398 and Executive Order number 1001, otherwise known as the Land Transportation and Traffic Code. So, yung sinasabi ng batas na to is i-extend yung validity ng period of driver's license. So, kung dati 3 years, ngayon i-extend na nila. So, yung para sa mga mag-a-apply and magre-renew ng driver's license, lahat ay nire-required na dumaan sa 15 hours seminar and dadaan sa mga accredited school ng LTO. So, nire-required nila yung mga theoretical driving course and practical driving course. So, ito yung pag-extend ng validity and also pagkakaroon ng mga other requirements para sa mga kukuha ng mga driver's license.